Hello. I'd like to start this off with a story. So, I have an aunt, and she started smoking around 15 years old, and she's about 50 or so now. So, that was quite a long time ago where it was socially acceptable to smoke. And at 15, she started smoking and has never stopped until about 5 or so years ago. And she got to the point where it was 2 packs a day for years. And she had to stop, or she was just gonna die. Like there was just no other way, so she had to stop. Her lungs, she's on a waiting list for um, lung transplant, but she's been on that for I think 8 years now, and um, her lungs are so bad right now that she has to have an oxygen tank on her and at night at all times, no matter where she is, where she goes, she has to have this oxygen tank thing on top of like carrying her purse and all that. She has trouble getting up the stairs. She has trouble walking around in buildings for that long. She has to rest a lot, and it sucks. Like it really sucks what she has to go through with that. And that alone makes me really not want to smoke. And the research they have now and how it's really not that socially acceptable anymore with being cool. So that brings me to my speech. Is smoking cool anymore? It's definitely not as cool as it was in the 1950s. And did you know that tobacco contains thousands of chemicals, including 70 known cancer-causing compounds and hundreds of other toxins, according to the American Cancer Society? Hi, I'm Drake Hilyard, and today I'm going to try to convince you to never smoke or to stop smoking, as well as tell you about all the negative impacts it has on you and your body. So why and who created cigarettes and tobacco in the first place? According to Health Literacy, tobacco was grown by Indians before the Europeans came to England. Native Americans smoked tobacco through a pipe for special religious and medical purposes, and they did not smoke every day. In the 1800s, on average, people smoked around 40 times a year. A year. It wasn't until James Bonesack invented the cigarette-making machine in 1881 that cigarette smoking became really widespread at that point. This machine could produce 120,000 cigarettes a day, and by 1944, cigarette production was up to 300 billion a year. When and why did smoking get popular? So, after they got the machine going with making that many cigarettes, around in the 1950s, with reference to The Guardian, American cigarette smoking was at its peak in the line of cool. Hollywood icons such as James Dean and Humphrey Bogart were never without one. Smoking made you look sensual and sophisticated. By the late 1950s, around half of the population of industrial nations smoked. And it's even worse in Europe, where in Europe was even worse. Upwards of 80% of adults in Europe were never without one, and were hooked on cigarettes. It was so popular because it was cheap, legal, and socially acceptable at the time. What effects does smoking have on your body and your wallet? There have been many studies since cigarettes became popular on the effects of your body. According to Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, cigarette smoking harms nearly every organ in the body, causes many diseases, and reduces the health risk in general, your overall health risk. In fact, smoking is the leading preventable cause of death in the United States, with over 480,000 deaths a year. Smoking also increases the risk of stroke, heart disease, lung cancer, and your overall health drastically. Smoking can make it harder to become pregnant. It will also affect her baby's health before and after the death, after birth, sorry. It will also affect her baby's health before and after birth, such as early delivery, stillbirth, low birth weight, and many other potential birth defects. Smoking also drastically alters your physical appearance in a negative way. Yellowing of teeth, fingers, wrinkles, paleness, and general premature aging. The cost is a huge factor as well. Um, this is a high number, but this is a statistic that I found that if you smoke a pack a day, which is pretty high, but it's almost average to some people. If you smoke a pack a day, with that pack being around $5 or so, you will spend upwards of $2,000 a year on cigarettes alone. Not to mention like teeth whitening, air fresheners, dry cleaning, life insurance policies, hospital bills and visits and all that, just to name a few. In conclusion, there are many positive outcomes after you quit smoking or that you never smoke. The first month of when you quit smoking will be the hardest. From there, your body drastically starts to repair itself, though, and the crave will be very much lowered. Your physical appearance will start to improve as well. Oxygen will start to go to your skin and face again, to where the paleness starts to go away. Your health risk will significantly reduce since your body has now time to repair itself. You'll save a lot of money, for instance, the $2,000, not even counting the hospital bills and all that, if you don't smoke. So is smoking cool anymore? Now that we have research and know more about it and what it does to your body and all the other negative aspects that follow it, no, smoking is not cool anymore. Thank you.